Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of My Time at Portia. I'm AC Gamer, and on today's video, we are going to be continuing where we left off. Now, for those of you who may have missed the last couple episodes, we have been playing this fantastic little game that is a combination or a lot like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley, if you guys have ever played a game like that. And we have been building up our house. You guys can see we got some furniture down. This is kind of my washateria room. It's a little weird, but each one of these little things add stats into them that we need. So, yeah, we're kind of going with it. It doesn't look the nicest in the world. I try to, like, spice it up a little bit, putting a fan in here. As everybody knows that's ever gone to a washateria, you know, they can get rather hot. So, yeah, you know, wanted to put that down. I also went ahead and got a new carpet. Now, this comes from the mystery man, mystery shop owner, who shows up, I believe it's once or twice a month. I think it's at the end of the month is when he shows up. And I went ahead and got that from him. I also got a few other items from him. You guys may notice I got a new table over here. It's a little bit nicer than one that you can make yourself. The stone table is one of the most basic ones that you get early on. But this one is pretty nice looking. And if I put on my axe, you can see max stamina is plus 26. So pretty good. This one only does plus 7. This one does defense of 12. So our defense isn't always just dependent on the scones up here. I mean, you can get a few of these. Now, the resources you have to spend to buy these is not money. A lot of the time he wants engines to buy a few of the pieces, the low-level engines, and then later on, for a few of the other ones, he wants the industrial engines, 10 of each per item that you buy. So yeah, it's pretty costly in the long run, but kind of nice in the same respect. The same thing with this clock. I went ahead and got that. That gives me a plus 30 on the maximum health. He also has the hat that I'm wearing. It's the only hat in the game that I've actually seen, so I tend to go ahead and throw that on my guy as well. And this came from a mine, I believe, so you know, some of the really nice little items being put in there, and I made the fish tank myself, so I can make as many of those as I want. And we can go ahead and check to see what we got over here. So we have a max defense. We could take a few of the scones off if we really wanted to, and we probably will at some point. Lower that back down to 60 so it doesn't look so ridiculous. Attack's not in the game yet. Stamina is completely maxed and over by 70, so we probably could get rid of the washers and lessen up the craziness going on in there. The health, though, we need a few more points to max that out, so hopefully we'll find an item or two in the game. Now, in between this episode and the last one, I have been doing some harvesting. I figured we'd get a letter today. It's the end of the month. We're going to find out who is a number 1 in the overall builder here. Dear DeBiro, thank you for your stay here in Portia. I hope you're having a wonderful time. You reached the end of your current storyline. Please wait for the next update for more story additions, Gale. Alright, so that's not what I was expecting. I guess that is the end of the story. However, there is still plenty to do, guys. I guarantee you. Now, we're going to leave this stuff go. Actually, I guess let's go ahead and keep it going right now. We have a lot of things I want to build into here, so we might as well take a moment and get this maxed out. There is a new area, obviously. The area we have just opened up, the desert region. And I did go over there and explore a little bit. I kind of wanted to do that on video, but, you know, I couldn't resist it for too long. And there was another quest line that they gave us before I went over there. And the quest was they wanted some lights and some wires for the bridge. And they're fairly easy to make. You can make both of those inside your work table. Didn't really take very long, and I actually made, I think it was 4 of each, because each quest wanted 2. You know, 2 wires, that's one quest. 2 bulbs, that's another quest. I'm actually out of stone. Well, we could fix that, my friend. We got tons of stone. Now, I have been making bricks. I've been going ahead and making as many stone bricks as I can get my hands on, and the main reason behind that is simply because money, guys. We need to buy or pay for a lot of land upgrades. There's still 2 more land upgrades that we have not purchased yet, which means we can grow a lot more trees. We can start messing with crops. There might even be animals in the game that we haven't delved into yet. Like I said, there's still more to the game than the main storyline. I went ahead and put down a few more over here. The more money we have, the more seeds we can get. and we can get a nice little buffer zone over here as well. So that's something we're working for. Let's see. I think we have a decent number of everything except iron wooden planks. So let's go check out our iron wood and our mucus. Let's see, iron wood. We got 293. It's not fantastic, but it's not horrible. And I believe my monster parts has my mucus in it. We got 62. So we will need to kill some beetles in the future to kind of replenish this, especially if we start making a lot of this stuff. But, you know, again, it is used here and there, and it kind of sucks to have to sit there and wait for it to be done when you're kind of in a rush to get it. So steel plates. Steel plates are being made. Yeah, I guess we could keep going with steel plates. Let me look to see how many we got. Steel plates. We got 20 of them. I'd like to keep all those around 100. So, yeah, we got a little bit of ways to go. That's all we can make of this today, so we'll leave that on there. Actually, it only has one power source. Let me go ahead and add 2 more. I'm trying not to spend all of them in one spot. Alright, we got leather. Let's go ahead and replenish the leather. Get this going as well. And then, as always, guys, we'll put our stuff away. We got the, anything that goes from that one thing, the bars, the plates, I should say, go over here. We got bars right there and bars right here. I believe that is all of them, yeah. Okay, so skiver. Let's go ahead and put our leather that's finished in here. And we'll put away our bars, our ingots. And before too long, we're going to be, man, tons and tons of copper, guys. You can never really get rid of copper. You do a few dungeons, and it just comes to you naturally. It's massive. What we did go ahead and upgrade our weapon. What you needed for that, for the enhanced iron sword, is you needed 5 animal skins, or animal skeletons, actually. And you find those over in the desert region, just on the ground. It's not actually from animals, but before we get too much into all that, we'll go over there and check it out. Really, really cool area. I'm very much liking it. I would love if they allowed you to put some D-stops out here, some DD stops, to get there a little faster, because it is massive, guys. And what I mean by massive is by the time you run out to the very end of that region, by the time you get to the, I guess, the dead end area of it, the day's over. So it takes you a long time. So I've only got to explore it twice. I went left the first time, which actually took me all the way up there to the waterfall on the other side, and I got the treasure chest that was up there. The treasure chest is nothing more than, I believe it was juice. So these crabs, they don't drop anything other than meat and money, which is pretty good. They're actually dropping about 15 gold a piece. That's not bad, I guess, in the long run, if you can come out here and you can just farm those guys for a bit. They spawn really, really quickly. The snakes, on the other hand, they do drop some other stuff. They drop some snake meat, and they drop some snake skin. Oh, we got a little bit of lag right there. First fight of the day. So yeah, snake meat, venom, and yeah, well, not the skin. Let's see if we can get one that drops the skin. Snake meat. All right, they're not going to want to drop the skin today. Still only... Alright, so we'll chop down a cactus. Now, I'm not sure if you need a tier 4 chopping, you know, axe to do this or not, but it goes down fairly quickly with it. Now, these are the skeletons I was telling you about, and when I went left, I only found 2, and when I went right, I immediately found 3 of these suckers right there on the ground in the exact same spot that we found these. Snake meat still. Now, there was a lot of stone out here, and this is one of the things I was going to mention, is I love the way they did the stone out here. It's kind of weird. If you go inside of the mines to get iron, you go inside the mines to get copper or tin or any of those other ones, it's not as interesting. You're just kind of going in there and you're digging, right? You're just, it's a free-for-all. There's no danger. There's no enjoyment really from it. It's a little relaxing from time to time because it's something different. But coming out here and finding the stone all over the ground and then having to wait for it to repop, getting iron from a certain type of stone out here, mainly iron, and a few other resources from time to time, and then getting copper from another one. Man, I really, really am digging how they did that. I would very much like to see them get rid of the mines altogether and just give you access to regions of the world where you can do your mining, where you can just kind of go out there, get a few every day. You know, it'd be a little slower, but there's other things you can do. You can do your fighting at the same time, because I didn't really get into fighting until really late in the game, because it just it never came up. I never needed the pieces, but I also never really had the opportunity because I was always going into like the mines to get my resources to start with, because you need so many of them, and that's just like the place to go. But if you lower down the cost of some of these items that you need, and then gave you a place that you go to get like the copper rocks, like a really good spot, and you just do, you know, 40, 50, 60 energy there every other day, you could probably build, I don't know if you could or not, but I think it's a cool idea to kind of do that. Now we are going towards the right. There is one area over here that I imagine they're going to be adding on to with one of the new updates. There we go, snake skins off of those guys. Here, we'll even show you guys. These are the small ones, but we'll go ahead and chop them up. I say small ones, but it's taking me 4 hits. See, so we've got copper ore on these. These are a little bit more copper than they are anything else. You can see the color on them really matches that. But this is the mine. Can't really do anything. Like, we've jumped down there. I'll go ahead and jump down there again so we can show you guys. There's nothing down here to do. The stone over here that looks like it is harvestable is not harvestable. You can sit there and bang it to your blue in the face. It ain't going to do anything. The mine over here, the actual entrance is not working yet. There is no entrance. It's just there for pretty looks. Now, how do you get back out? Well, you're going to have to jump, and hopefully you find a good wall that will let you get a foothold on it. Most parts in this game will allow you to jump on it. And I'm kind of hoping that they will fix that, because it allows you to get to places where technically you really shouldn't have access to. But in this situation, I'm glad they did it, because if you go down there, like, the only way to get out, I guess, would be to wait the full duration of the day and then fall asleep. And then you appear back at your house. But the cactuses, they drop a few other things that we haven't seen before, the cactus fruits. They also tend to drop hardwood, or ironwood, I should say, a little bit more than I've seen off of any of the other trees out there. You can see we got 28 hardwood, and I think we got like 12 or something ironwood. So if you're looking for ironwood, this might be a good spot for you. Now, I have not found a recipe for the cactus fruit, but it does drop pretty regularly. Now, there are some stones over here we're going to come over here and get, just so I can show you guys as well more of what you get in these. I think these look more like the copper ones. There is one that is a little darker red, and that is definitely iron-based, for more out of that than anything. Finding some sulfates off of these as well. A little bit more than we normally find, like 2 sulfates from a rock on average. Pretty good. Now, there are the blue stones that we have seen before. They drop the crystals as well as a few power nodes or sources from time to time. This one is yellow, and this one tends to drop gems more than anything, actually. So let's go ahead and click on it. We'll see. You got 2 gems there, bloodstone and topaz. And the other gem we were trying to find yesterday by going over towards where the dungeon is and destroying those rocks, we did find it. There is another gem over there. We just didn't notice it at the time. So fairly cool, actually. But we're going to snag all of these. You can see it's already 21 hours, and we've just gotten to the end of the area over here, kind of curving a little bit. And we haven't really mined anything. Like, we only hit a few kind of here and there. I haven't even shown you the palm trees, which you get an entirely different set of fruit off of, and you know, a little bit of wood here and there. So wood is going to be the common, which is nice because you need so much of it. But now that I'm actually getting different resources, it just feels, you know, the world feels bigger, right? There's more to go to. You don't feel so closed in doing the same dungeon, doing the same mines, and I really hope that they take the mines out or alter them dramatically. I would love to see it. Like the area that we went to fight the rats. That kind of area where it actually had the resources mixed in, but you did a little bit of combat, you had a little bit of exploring, maybe make the mines like that, just randomly generated. You go inside, and there's no telling like what is going on in there, but it's all gonna be cool. You know, like you're gonna have a good time, and you're gonna get some resources out of it. Now there is a pond over here with palm trees, I should say. We're gonna see if we can make it to it. There we go. Now, I did not notice that there was any fishing over here. Again, fishing. Oh, there's one. So we're going to have to try this out. We're going to have to do an entire, like, day or two where we just come out here and fish and get the ingredients we need for that. Actually, we have a fishing lure. So let's give this a shot real quick. Let's see if we can find the right placement of where they want us. And we'll throw our fishing line on there. And we'll see if we can catch a big whopper. Now, this is just a caterpillar. That's all we're using on here. As you can see, there is a big bass right onto that sucker. Oh, he's moving around fast. Oh, come on. Stay in there. No, stay in there. Oh, snapped it. I went a little too fast for it, guys. A little too fast. And I think that was my only, yeah, it was my only caterpillar. Oh, man. Little worm got away. I hate you guys. The fishing is not easy. I think it does take you to get in the right mindset, get a little bit of mojo going on, and then I guess you get used to it. But yeah, there's a building over there. You can't get inside yet. Can't get inside anything at the moment. Like they said, that was the end of the storyline mission. Maybe we might find some side quest over here, but we'll have to see how that goes. Now, one thing I'm hoping is the quests are not dependent on the month or the year, because even though there aren't any more quests to do, I am going to be coming out here and getting resources. I'm going to be trying to enhance my farm area, getting bigger. I have heard from a few people their ways of doing that. One method was to get out here and get as much stone as possible, either in town or out here, and then you use the marble to make the stone amulets. And if you mine all of these stone areas every 5 to 6 days when they reappear, you'll have enough to get about 15 or to 16,000 goals from just the marble amulets alone. That's pretty good. I think that's not too bad. It is every 5 to 6 days, so if we're going to do every 5 to 6 days, I want to find something we can use those resources on for the other 3 to 4 days, and on the 5th day, sell the refined version, the bigger version of those items. That means a little bit more legwork on our part, but what do you do the other 4 or 5 days if not just collect more resources? So I'm trying to figure out the best way to raise money in this game, and I think that's going to be something fun to play around with, because 280,000 is what we need. That's ridiculous for like the 2,000 we make off of it. So these are just regular trees, albeit they are very, very large. You can see we're on the opposite side of where the WoW industry was. There are some little things that you can get over here. Obviously, there are herbs that you can catch on the ground or pick up on the ground. And instead of just giving you 1 or 2, the most I seem to get is like 10 per pickup of the stack. So really, really nice in that situation. Out of stamina, really. And we're out of cinnamon. Nice. Hey, Bushido, how you doing, man? Shablazzle. We're playing our... And this right here kind of needs to be fixed a little bit. You can't really see it unless you kind of zoom down, but you'll see my feet are actually underneath the rug. It doesn't really sit flat on the ground. You can kind of see it right there. It does feel like it's hovering, and it is. Maybe it's meant to be that way, but I don't think it is. I think that's something something they need to tweak a little bit. Again, not picking on the game because, oh my god, it's winter. It's winter, guys. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Workshop rankings. I'm number 1. That's right, number 1. Hi, congratulations on obtaining the number 1 position in the workshop rankings last month. You're a model workshop and an inspiration for the rest of us. We're very glad to see such a wonderful workshop here in Portia. We hope you continue to show such quality. Here's your reward for the number 1 position on the Commerce Guild. Nice. Tempering liquid. A data disk times 20, and the wind wheels, which I think are... Oh, this looks beautiful. This looks absolutely beautiful. I wonder if the water is iced over or not. It should be if it isn't. That would be cool. That would let you go to places without a boat in times like this. I mean, it would only be for a month or so out of the year when things are frozen. 10 alloy. We're going to keep going with 10, but we'll have to do a little bit of mining of tin ore inside the caves. Unfortunately, there's no place that I've been able to find that has tin ore out there in the world off of just regular stones as we've been doing our thing. I've also been trying to get dried apples over here, so I've been letting that go. Stone? Yeah, we're going to take your stone. We need charcoal. Always need more charcoal. Never have enough charcoal. Uses a fair bit of wood, so just be aware of that, especially if you're refilling these areas over here with wood. Now, I would love to see an option in here if they want to give it to you, but it would be nice to see an option in here where you could change up the fuel that you use. Now, I would always use wood versus the other fuel sources because the stones, they're just not 100% easy to get. But I would like to see maybe other options besides those two fuel sources being something you could pick from. Let's go ahead and put 2 more in here. It's using a little bit of power lately. Leather. We're going to go ahead and keep making leather. And we'll put 1 more power source in there. I don't like having just 1 power source on anything. It seems like if it fails, if it goes out, my inventory is full. Really? Okay, well, let's go ahead and put some of the stone away. Anything that we got. Actually, this is all like creature stuff. So let's put away the stuff we just won today. Like a few light metallic leaves that can be pushed along by the wind. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What else do we got in here? Poisons? We'll go ahead and put poisons away. Still haven't found a reason to have that. We might end up just selling those if we can't find something to use those on. Let's come over here. We did get our steel plates. This is where I've been putting my flowers. Not really sure where to use those. It's a type of wildflower. Some people use it as a remedy. So I'm thinking I need to create another crate that has potion making stuff. Beautiful wildflowers. Looks like the tail of a peacock. That's all it says. Yeah, so it's not very descriptive on where these are going to come into play. Monster parts. Monster parts, we got a little bit of the snake. We don't want to put the snake meat in there. That's going to go into our food area. I believe that is everything there. Yep, let's go into cooking. We get meat, tons and tons of meat. I actually need to start using that meat to make food. We have gotten the palm juju, which is the fruit of the palm tree found in the desert region. So very, very cool. You can see I've already gotten 150 of the cactus fruit. Occasionally, you can find this fruit on the cactus tree. Very juicy. We might play around, actually, with the different ingredients that we get in here. We got a little bit of cinnamon as well. That's not easy to get. Those are kind of hard to come by. And we got more herbs. Herbs are going to go over here, even though they're not really monster parts. We need to kind of clean some of those things up, but we're going to leave them going for now. Yeah, I probably will fall down on the ice if it was real life. Although I'm pretty good at skating. I'm not like a figure skater or anything like that, but I'm pretty good with it. We got a few more raw resources than we wanted, so let's put those away. Well, maybe not more than we wanted, just more than we thought we were going to get. Monster parts, we'll put the sulfates in there. Yeah, we'll put these in there, and then my plate storage. Alright, so it's got a decent amount of marble. We could do a little bit more, though. We got a decent amount of glass. We're still going to do more of that. We got tons of sand. 29 of these, not very decent. As you guys saw, we went through about 40 or 50 of those in a matter of a few seconds. So let's go ahead and check our plants, see how they're doing. Wheat and potatoes are still going, even though I planted them in a different season. They're still going strong. You guys can see as you go down here the amount of days left on these things. Mainly the same amount. There's 4 days left on these over here because they are a different type of tree. But they are pretty much universal. Oh, look at that over there. That's cool. The whole place looks different. No more wheat out here in the fields. I guess before we get started, let's go ahead and check the commission board, see if there's anything good in there, because we're going to need to start making some money. Some really, really high-paying jobs. A cactus fruit equals a dragon fruit. Probably. I mean, you know, a lot of games, they do have commonalities to them. Need 4 fur scarves. No, that's alright. 5 crystal necklaces. Not too bad. 3 umbrellas. Now, the thing on these is I wish you could take more than one. Maybe not more than one at a time, but I wish you could take one, do it, come back, take another one, do it, come back, and take another one, clear the board. It may seem like that's excessive, but you got to remember, it's going to give you faction with the people who are giving you the quest. So this is the scientist lady that's going to be giving you faction. This one's going to be giving you faction with the nurse, and this one's going to be giving it with who is that? Anyways, I don't even recognize her face. But yeah, you're getting faction with the city, which is really, really nice to have that. Let's check it out. Dims is still high. What are we getting for the reward this month? I didn't even look at it. Same thing as last month. Not bad. But yeah, you get faction with it, and you make a little bit of money. So if we did all of those, we'd make a little bit under 15,000 or 1,500. 1,500. Like I can do one quest a day if I get the right commission on there. That's 25. So it's not like we'll be rolling in dough, but it would give us something to strive for every day, a few quests here and there to do. But it would also give us a chance to feel like we're actually making progress just a tiny bit, even when we're not. So we got new times over here reported. Recent builders have installed mini streetlights in Portia by the order of the city government. The new improvements were welcomed by the citizens. Mars, a shop owner, told me, with the new streetlights, I can enjoy an evening walk with the missus much later in the evening. It's great. That actually happened a while back, so that's kind of a little bit of an old news. Portia has been hit by a crime spree recently with many stolen items. I thought we've already looked at that one, haven't we? That's the most recent one. And a piece of an old space station crashed into the collapsed wasteland recently. A computer AI named Mr. Ack survived the impact. The other human crewmates of Mr. Mack were not so lucky. Their remains have been buried in the cemetery by the Civil Corp. According to Mr. Ack, he was a maintenance mode for the last 330 years before the Age of Darkness started. He said, I was a chef on a space station. So they didn't tell me much, but I remember my interface maybe? I don't know. You can't really see beyond that. I hope they fix that too. But these are some of the new streetlights we added. So as we've made improvements, the town has changed, guys. It's looking pretty spiffy. Now, there are a few items in here I would love to buy. One of them...
Once, I said I wanted to be the strongest man in Portia. They all laughed. Then?
Alright, so he wanted to run a furniture store. Yeah, there's still one more item in here I have not bought yet. It is the massage chair, guys. Or the massage chair, if you guys want to say it that way. It's pretty nice looking. It doesn't really add anything to your house, but it helps replenish stamina a little faster. If you've ever sat down on a bench in this game, you know your stamina will go back up, but it's kind of slow. So, yeah. The only other thing I haven't bought is a balloon used for decorations, loved by children and adults everywhere. Attack plus 9. I guess that goes into your stats somewhere. And everything here has been purchased. Actually, I did not purchase these pants or this outfit because it's not really an improvement to what I have. I just went straight to these. I saved up for it. And they're really expensive, but the defense and the max stamina are very much worth it, I think, in the long run. Striped carpet I haven't gotten either. That's defense of 7, so we might get a few of those in the future. But for now, we're saving up for that expansion. If you go up here, you'll see the shop. This is the Mystery Man shop. Never actually seen him in it. The Mystery Man, he walks around town, and I actually followed him the other day because I came back to him like 6 or 7 times. Saw what he needed to have to purchase the items I wanted. Went back and got it, then thought about it a little bit, and I was like, well, yeah, maybe I should buy the other piece, and I kind of debated 6 or 7 times whether I need any of those pieces, and in the end, you know, I figured I needed all of it. So I even bought a wedding ring just in case. So we might try to woo some of the local residents here and see what we can get. But yeah, that guy sounds like Hans. Shoot him. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think we can shoot people in this game. At least not yet. So we're going to go ahead and switch down to another floor. We're going to purchase a week's worth of mining rights in here. We need a little bit more. And this is what I was talking about. In here, it's not like the greatest experience in the world. The only reason this is kind of appealing to me is because you can turn on your, like, goggle vision. And you can see there's stuff underneath the ground that you can go after. So it gives you more of a purpose than just going after raw resources. But we actually need a little bit of everything that's down here. We need the sand, we need the soil. So I'm not just going to be going after one thing. Well, maybe I am. I'm going to be going after these little gems. And whatever gets in our way, we'll go ahead and snag. I want to see, mainly, if they do have anything new. Like the very first mine that you get into, if you get enough of these things, you'll find the washers. This one has a large bucket, alright? Not exactly something that sounds amazing. But I'm hoping maybe there'd be a chair in here, maybe a carpet, something. I mean, old world parts are good. We'll use them, but we get a lot more from the dungeons. And that's one thing that's kind of spoiled me, is the dungeons do drop a lot of stuff. It is kind of grindy, though, if you've done it more than once, and the rackets, I've not found a use for it. Maybe if I hand them out to everybody in town, we can all get together and have a game. That would be kind of cool to be able to affect it that way. Steel cables? I'm not sure why steel cables look like a box. Maybe that's the default when they don't know what to make it look like. They make it look like a box. There we go. Gear, I guess, you know, it's something. What do we got over here? Now, the bad thing about creating another floor to go to, paying that 30 goals or 20 goals, whatever it was that I just paid a minute ago, is that if you've dug in here and you've gotten all the resources, but you haven't gone after these things, they're still there. Like, they're not going anywhere until you get them. So you can do both. You can come in here and get all the resources you can possibly find, make these big holes, and then come in there and, you know, dig like one spot to the side and get your stuff because you've already dug the holes. The steel cables are in the box. Yeah, they could do it that way too. I think that's why they do it as like the default picture, is because almost anything in the game could fit inside of a box. So it makes a little bit of sense like that. But if you look at the springs are just kind of out there in the open. Same thing for pretty much all the other ones. The washers all out in the open. Just weird that they left that as a default for that one. I'm hoping it's just something they haven't gotten to yet. 5 meters away. There we go. What is this? Carbon fibers. Alright, carbon fibers. I can see that. Carbon fibers might last a little bit of time. I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't. I don't know if any of this stuff would be any good by 330 years later. It's fairly well designed, I think. None of my... nothing in my house, I don't think, would last 330 years. Except for perhaps the honey. If it was sealed up nice and tight and the glass jar didn't break, then maybe the honey would last. Simple circuits. Now, we're not finding anything good yet. Carbon fibers, nanotubes. Yeah, you know, it's the same thing like with Kevlar, dude. I thought Kevlar was really good material. And it is for what they use it for, but it actually breaks down. So it does have a shelf life. So if you work at like a security company, you have to wear like a Kevlar vest. You'll know that every so many years, I forgot what it is. I think it's like 3 to 5 or something like that. You got to replace them because they just go bad. That's like with everything. Everything has a shelf life. And 330 years later, if you find a copper pipe, it's going to be so rusted, there's probably no copper left on it. Even if it was buried, I don't think, yeah, you know, the moisture in the ground alone is going to corrode that thing after 330 years. Unless it was buried in the desert or something like that. And the dry atmosphere has, like, mummified the corpse, you know, like that might be a thing. But it's still pretty, you know, it's been mummified. It's not its original form. And these data discs actually surviving all this time? Oh, please, dude. I watched a show on the History Channel talking about the museum down in Washington. It's one of the biggest ones they got. And people send them all sorts of stuff, right? Like, you can send them whatever you want. If you wrote a book, you can send them the book and they're put it into their database. They're actually making a digital database now. So they're scanning all the books that they got. They're scanning all the CDs, all the music and everything that they get. And one thing that they find is when they go back to all these old CDs and Laserdisc and DVDs that they've had sitting in a very nice protected area with the AC, you know, at the appropriate temperature and everything like that, that the coating on most of these CDs have stopped working. They've peeled up, they've chipped off all on their own. Some more than others, depending on, you know, the quality of the craftsmanship when they made it. Most of the CDs were crafted very poorly, and so they lasted even less time. But yeah, they've had a lot of trouble getting some information off of some of the really older stuff. And those are only like 5 to 10 years old. So 330, these CDs are garbage. You are not going to find any information on them. They may still have the same shape and form if you're incredibly lucky, but information, no. No, you ain't getting nothing. Lubricant. Lubricant's not too bad. Lubricant is rather difficult to get. I think I've only gotten 6 or 7 the entire game, and I've gotten hundreds, if not thousands, of other types of resources. So yeah, that's super rare. You don't really use it for too much, though. There's a few items that I've seen that are kind of nice to get. Old parts, again. Wow. Oh, look at that. We can kind of see in the earth, and we can see what these items are. Right off to our left, there is a bucket over there. You can see all the stones, the power stones. There's some rocks, it looks like. There's a chest over there. No, go back to it. Oh, there's a chest over there. Wow, there is tons and tons of stuff in here. Way over there, there's another chest. I'm not seeing anything. Like, there's an engine in that region. No furniture, huh? That right there is another one of those tanks, but we're gonna be going after that anyways. Nope. Alright, so that is a little bit of a bug, but a very friendly bug to us. Went ahead and showed what was in the general area. Alright, simple circuit. That's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, but CD's gone. Those are not going to be a thing. Now, the glasses, the lenses, that might actually stay. It's going to get scratched up, and you'd have to definitely repolish the surface if you wanted to use it for its original intent. But that could be a thing. As far as these power stones go, well, since we don't have power stones in real life yet, I can't speak to, like, how long those would last. Maybe they would last forever. It's like a Stargate or Star Trek kind of thing. The lithium cores or mine or something, but I'm not really sure what you could make that would last this long with modern technology. Stone is really all you get, you know, that lasts for hundreds of years. That's why anything that is valuable, anything that's really important to us, we tend to carve it into it just to make sure that lasts. But it's a long, drawn-out process. It's kind of a lost art, I think, nowadays as well. Nobody really uses stone for a lot of stuff. Now, the data discs that we're getting, we're using for 2 parts. One, you can turn them into the Science Academy still, and you can get these books. And I'm not really sure what the books are going to be used for in the future. They say they will increase your productivity from your machines. Not sure if that's just like one-time thing. You happen to have them on you. They increase it. You actually use the book and then pick what machine you want to give it to. Something along those lines. And how many books you can use per machine. We still have a little bit of time left, so let's go ahead and eat an apple slice. And we'll be able to get 1 or 2 more of these things. guys at? Anything? Wow. We've exhausted all of them over here in this little region. There were still some over here a minute ago. There we go. Oof. How do we get to that one? This is going to be fun. Going down is a lot easier than going up. Let's see if we can jump in there. There we go. One more, maybe? Oh, yeah. It's getting late. Ah, here we go. Oh, no, change, back. There's a chest over there. What if we... Yep, it's not going to show us anything in there. It's actually not showing us anything anywhere. Even though we did see that there was a chest over here. There we go. We're about to lose our energy. Maybe we can get it off before 3 o'clock. Nope. So we lost 17 energy there. Not too bad. Ding, 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 baby. Let's go ahead and drop off all the goods that we got. We'll go back into the desert region, because that's always fun to do. We'll check out the commissions before we do, and we'll get these things going. But yeah, let's drop off all our goods. We're going to put it in the dungeon loot. Kind of goes with the stuff in here. It tends to drop more in dungeons than it does anywhere else. Exclusively, actually. So, best place, I think, to put it. I am putting some of these copper pieces that we find into the finished grinder, because that is where they, well, that's really where they go, I think, in the long run. Got 500. We'll put some sand in here. You can see we've been making glass non-stop, and we are getting a decent number of sand, so not too shabby, guys. Wood, yeah, let's put the hardwood away. And let's start with the charcoal over here. Get this going. This is by far the fastest resource to make I've ever seen. And I would love to see it, as I said before, when you upgrade these things, I want to be able to build more. I want the queue to be a little bit bigger. That way I can just come by once a day and just pick my stuff up, but I don't necessarily have to come in here and refuel it. What was in here? 10 alloy? Yeah, 10 ore is going to be an issue. And that's only found, I think, in the tier 1 mines. So we might have to switch that off into something else until I can go in there and do some grinding. Stone bricks. Not enough wood, really. I'm low on wood, guys. I'm low on wood. Iron wooden planks. Gotta be careful, though. We're using a lot of iron wood. They're only at 214. That's not too bad. Nothing in this one? Really? We didn't tell this guy to do anything yesterday? We gotta fix that. We'll go with iron wood, then. Just once, because my mucus is getting low. Okay, let's drop off all our goods. We'll go with plates. We did forget a few pieces right here in the soil. Now, you think you may have a lot of soil, but just keep in mind this is used in fertilizer, and it uses a pretty decent amount of it, actually. So, just because you happen to have a lot of it now doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. But let's book it out there. See what the desert looks like in the winter time. Everything looks different out here, guys. This is really cool. We're going to go ahead and pick up some of this feces. Should have been doing that the entire game, because as I said, you'll get seeds from it from time to time. but you also actually get the feces themselves, which, believe it or not, you're gonna want. Yeah, I know. Poo. Yeah, who's gonna want that? It comes in handy. Yeah. Fertilizer is a thing. It helps your plants produce more. Maybe not faster, from what I've been told, but it produces more when you have them. Tons and tons of wood out here. Look at the trees just regrowing rapidly. I've been going more towards the cactuses, special stuff that I haven't seen before. But this would be a really good spot to just come out here and get a whole bunch of wood from these resources. And I'm getting the flowers too because we have yet to be able to grow them. I would love to see seeds from some of these occasionally. Maybe not too often, but just once in a while. Once in a while so we can start our own farm. Same thing as when you harvest them. If I harvest cabbage, I would like to see the option to maybe diminish the results, to the yield, but to be able to plant them again. Like with lettuce, if you cut off the bottom of the lettuce, you're supposed to be able to replant that. Same thing with a number of fruits and vegetables. You can replant part of it, like a potato. You can cut it up into like 8 different parts, and each one of those parts of the potato will regrow into a full potato. So that could be incorporated into it a little bit, maybe, you know, just your farming techniques. That could even be like a leveling skill, like your knowledge of farming increases as time goes on, and because of that, you get options to do stuff that you didn't actually have before. So we got a nice massive tree over here, which apparently has seen its last day because of us, guys. We're gonna go ahead and chop this thing down. You can see how many swings this is taking. This is a massive tree. I'm using a tier 4 axe, and it's still taking like 7, 8 swings. That is a lot of wood right there as soon as it gets in there. Hardwood 17, ironwood 2. Really, that's all we got out of that? That's really bad. That's not even close to what we wanted. I think they gypped us on that one, guys. We'll go ahead and take some sand and some shells. Ooh, yeah, baby. Give it to me. What are you going to give me? Some gems? Yep. Good spot for gems. Now, if I find anything worth turning those gems into that we could sell, I'll let you guys know. Right now, there's blades and stuff you can make that require those for some of the upgraded tables. That's mainly what I held on to them for. Are they going to change that? They probably switch recipes around and give you things that you may not have expected it. So if you are at this point where you've gotten to the end of the storyline, my suggestion would be to build up a nice resource of each and every one of these things, whether you think you need it or not. Like stone, not really used in anything. But I would love to see stone being used in the upgraded of your house. Maybe more items need to be used in the upgraded of your house. I mean, it's 10,000 for the first one. I think it was hardwood and copper. Copper, I guess, makes sense if you take into account that you're going to be putting like piping and waterworks and things of that sort in there. But you should also need stone. You should also need like steel plates or copper plates or whatever else, you know, because you're going to be building a house. Like, it's going to use a lot of resources, not just 1 or 2 of them. Wow, there's a lot of shells out here, out on the desert area. I don't know if these guys just burned to death. They washed up in the shore. This would make a little bit more sense, too, if they brought the water in, you know, tides being a thing. So if you come over here at night, maybe the water goes in really deep, and then during the day it washes back and exposes these guys. That would give you access to be able to kind of like replenish the beaches, maybe not on a regular basis, but on a more realistic level. If realism is what you're going for when you have a hopping snake. You gotta remember, like, these guys evolved because of the end of the world, but what did they evolve to do? Like, these guys are hopping, but for what purpose? Is their food source a little higher than they can slither up? Is there... And maybe it's the cactus. Maybe the cactus has the fruit on it, and they can't slither up the cactus because of all the spikes. So they've learned to jump so they can snag that. So snakes maybe have become vegetarians going after fruit rather than the bugs that are normally found? Or are they going after flies? I mean, are they jumping up to get birds? Like, what's their story? Because, I mean, it makes like a cool enemy, but I love to see the lore behind it, especially if they delve that deep as a video game company and make the world feel more alive and more one, you know, like more part of everything around it. It's not just, oh, there's a snake, kill it, you know? Okay, so we went right last time, and we went right again this time, which is why we're not finding too many resources. But I kind of wanted a little bit more cactus out here. The left-hand side is not as much desert as this, so yeah, you gotta take what you can get if you're going after one resource or another. You know which side to stick to. We'll come over here and I'll show you guys there's absolutely nothing you can do with this right now. This does look like the place that you would kind of go up and down. Maybe at some point, yeah, you can't really fall down there. It's like there's an invisible floor here. But you can't jump off if you want to. And maybe this will be another one of those things like we have right now, where they will farm for us wood, but instead of wood, these guys are going to be going after metals. So that might be a good way to kind of upgrade the surrounding areas and get a little bit of something out of it. There we go. Cactus fruit, iron. Oh, we got a few skeletons out here. We'll go ahead and snag those. Again, those aren't really common. They're just sporadically placed throughout the desert. There's another one right there. It's 1,800 hours. I think we're doing okay. We forgot to check the commission board, though, actually. Oh, he's coming right at me. He's coming right for us. But this is what I was talking about. Like, this is more interesting than those mines, because there are enemies that will attack you. This is what I assumed the mines were going to look like when we first got into them. Is, well, maybe not this open world, obviously, inside, but I thought there'd be enemies in there, because it did mention that some of them were hostile and some of them weren't. So, you know, like, I haven't seen any mine that's hostile. The tier 1 and tier 2 is not. Oh, we got snow out here, guys. It's beautiful. I love the winter months. They just look beautiful. Cold, but beautiful. Heck, you know, during the winter months, they might even think about giving you snow as an item. Not something that you can... I mean, if you put it into your crate, you might be able to store it in some special container for the winter months itself, but once the winter month is over, it should melt into water. And that way, there's only so much time you can make things, like snow cones. You can make snow cones for the winter months. But as soon as it's over, that's a treat that is gone. You have to wait until next year. That'd be kind of a cool little thing, you know? Same thing for the summer months, you know, strawberries, peaches, all that kind of stuff that you get during those times of the year you're not really getting access to anymore. Now, those do store. You can't put those in your containers and use them down the road, but, you know, I mean, snow, there's nothing you can do about that unless you find, like, a refrigerator. Fridge. Alright, so let's see. What do we got over here? No little secrets down here. I always thought there should be something behind that waterfall. I guess we're going to spend the rest of our energy and what little time we have left in the day to chop some trees down. Like, as I said before, we did need the wood. We were actually kind of low on one of it. Big tree going down. And I'll even show you guys real quick, because we do have a little bit of energy here. These crabs, it's all meat. All meat and gold. So this might be a place that I come out and just farm money. You know, if I can get 20 gold off of each one of these guys and do a little bit of farming of, you know, wood and things of that sort, then I think overall could be very prosperous. Better than selling the resources I get, I think, in the long run. And I am getting meat, so if I can find a resource or a plate, like a hot plate, oh, that's what I need. I need to build the grill. We have yet to build a grill yet, and I think regular meat on a grill will produce something, and we can start getting rid of some of this stuff. There you go, 3 and 1. It's the bubbles. Got 30 right there. Alright, let's finish off with the trees. Break this one down. I guess that's a apple tree. So we might have to come back and snag a few more apples. I've been trying to go after apples every so often. Spend like a day and just hit like every apple tree in the orchard. You use a lot of energy trying to bust apples out because it's completely random. Some trees you walk up to, they will give you, you know, 5, 10 apples. Other ones will only give you 1, and you'll use like 10 times more energy on the one that gives you 1 than you will on the one that gives you 10. So I just keep kicking it until it says it's not gonna deliver any more resources. But look at this, guys. These guys already respawned. Only chopped down 1 or 2 trees, and these guys are already back up again. We might be able to kill this guy. There we go. Exactly the right amount of stamina to do this. But beyond that, not much help or hope of being able to do more. We only have about 100 seconds left. Oh, there's some more energy over here, so we need to come over here and snag these tomorrow. Maybe mine that island, get all of those energy sources, and then head back over here and kill some of these crabs. Just grind the crap out of that. Look at this guy. What is he doing out here? They're having a date!
Gast is a great brother, but he's always worrying about me even though I'm not a child anymore.
Oh, they're brothers and sister. Yeah, because she's married to the mayor. Manage your time and spend them wisely, people. Can we... Nope, still can't touch the water. That is deadly in every era, no matter whatever season it is. Okay, so a lot of the stone is up over here. Yeah. Now, there are what's the stuff called? It's right here. Resin. There's a lot of resin over here just kind of sitting on the ground. It's a good spot for it. But guys, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. Really, there's not much more for me to show you guys at the moment. It's just going to be a lot of grinding, so I'll do that off camera, and when we come back, you guys will get to see the fruits of those labors. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy it. If the plants do decide to actually flower, this one's been going forever. They say 5 days, but I think there's a little bit more to it than that. But yeah, when these things are done, you can see the status on them. These should be done today, actually. So that's what wheat looks like, and that is what potato fruit looks like right there. But these guys, they got a long way. 10 days before they even are mature. And then after that, they got a few more days to actually ripen. Actually, more than a few days. But it's a thing, guys, so just be aware of it. As always, guys, thanks again for watching. I'm AC Gamer, and we'll definitely catch you all next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention, and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.